Well, hello everybody. This is DearMamaSal, and as you can probably see, I got a haircut. Now, I got a very interesting situation going on, which is, as you can imagine, at my age, your hair starts to go grey. Well, it's been going grey for years. But I've actually got to the stage where apparently, I think my hair is getting to go as grey as it's going to go. And what is fascinating about it is that it's gone a colour that isn't really grey and it isn't really blonde. It is sort of a mixture. And my stylist is telling me that she thinks maybe that's the colour it's going to be. And so we're just going to let it grow a bit for a couple of months to see if that is true. And if that is true, it's going to save me a whole stack of money because I won't have to dye my hair. I'm not sure I'm ready to go white yet, you see, so that was my thing. I don't want to be white. I don't want to be totally granny. But if my hair is going to have this sort of natural, strange colouring to it, which appears to be highlights, then, hey, why wouldn't I play with it? So we're going to just try it out and see what happens. Well, I'm on my way back home to join Glenn and the team because we're about to do a simulated visit to the International Space Station. I've been looking forward to it all week. That's what I love about technology. So by the time you watch this, it'll be over and we'll probably be advertising the next one. But tonight, or in fact in a quarter of an hour, they're going to be getting together, and luckily we actually don't take off until 4. So I've got a little while, but they'll be going into the hangar and supposedly loading us all into the rocket ship. And we'll be seeing all the bells and whistles and dials and everything else. And then, it's amazing what we have in technology today. And I just think it's fascinating. And so when we've got it all done, then we're taking off and we're going to go up to dock with the International Space Station. And then we're going to have a quick video about what happens inside the space station. A little tour. That's exciting. And it's like, it's a virtual world. It's wonderful. So hopefully we will do other sorties into different galaxies and continue this just for the fun of it. It's just a fun thing to do. And then, of course, with all the technology that we've got, we can Skype people in for conversations, and so there's a lot of room for fun broadcasting coming up, I think. And there is no doubt in my mind that we are shifting away from watching television into doing more and more of this sort of experiential stuff. So I'm really, really looking forward to doing that. I feel good today. I had a very, very difficult day yesterday. Lots of struggles. I was tired. I was challenged greatly by a lot of technology things. I guess a lot of you know that Glenn and I have been trying to work on the next steps that I'd like to take for DearMamaSal, and Glenn very graciously is helping me do that with his IT knowledge. But it is painstaking hard work, quite honestly. And it's not easy to do, and it takes hours. I think anybody who doesn't understand the technology, there's no way you can understand how many hours it takes to make some of these shifts. You think it's just like you press a button and go. Well, yeah, right. Don't we wish? Life isn't like that. So yesterday was a bad day in terms of the fact I got very tired, and I actually got a little angry, which I don't think I've ever done that live before. But I think there's part of me that says I needed to set a boundary, and the boundary was, excuse me, I started this so that I could help people, and I will continue to do whatever I need to do technologically so that I can help more people. And that's why I'm there. So it was a difficult one, and obviously very frustrating, because I didn't want to have to set that boundary, but it needed to be set. And also it's caused problems because then you upgrade to a better system of broadcasting, then it's going to actually show up people who don't have even minimal, almost minimal internet connections. It suddenly becomes very obvious. And so people, again, I have a lot of lag and stuff going on if they have got poor connections. And there's nothing that I can do about that unless what I want to do is to completely drop the quality of my broadcast down to below high definition. And I actually have the ability with my technology to actually broadcast in very high definition, very high. And I'd love to do it. But I probably would be a problem for quite a few viewers, so therefore I don't. I'm prepared to broadcast at the low end of high def, and if that is difficult for somebody else's system to handle, then that's going to be difficult for them to handle. I really I really can't do my broadcasts to cater to the lowest frame rate. I have to do it so that I'm acceptable to the majority. It's life. It's very, very difficult to do. So, and that's why I've decided what I'm going to do is actually split my broadcasts, half on one channel, which takes the very high def, and maybe up the rate there, and then the other half on the other channel, which accepts the low rate, and just do that low quality there. And so it will in effect mean that for some people I will be broadcasting less within their scope, but I still will do it, just so we can maintain that contact, because it's important to me. The thing that really was challenging as well yesterday, and that's why it was a very challenging day, was one of our viewers, dear M, lost a very dear friend of hers in a drag racing accident. And M, if you're watching this, our hearts go out to you and our prayers go with you. And it's a big virtual hug coming your way. Because the next few days, Em, are going to be really, challenging as you go through the waves of grief. And those of us who have suffered it will, really understand. We'll never know exactly what you're going through, but we have some understanding of the pain of it. And there is nothing that we can really give you that's going to make it a whole lot better. The only way to go through grief is to go through it, and just know that it is what it is, and time will heal the pain. It's difficult to hear when you're in such incredible pain, but the truth is it does get easier eventually. So you're going to have to tough it out for the next few months, and hopefully knowing that we're there for you will help you do that. And in doing that, you understand, you really do help us remember why we're doing what we're doing with the DearMamaSal network, is because that's exactly why we're here, is to be a support system for you when you go through this sort of stuff, and to be a room of people where you can actually tell us the truth of how you're feeling. And you don't have to pretend to be that brave, or that everything's fine. And so really we're so, I don't know about everybody else, and I'm pretty sure I know for a few, But we were so honored that in your grief, that you would come onto the channel and sit there and quietly wait through whatever else was going on, and then just say, you know, when you're finished, I have something I'd like to talk about. Wow! What sort of self-control was that? How selfless was that? When really, you should have been the headliner of the day. But you know, it didn't surprise me at all, Emily, because from the very first day I started broadcasting, you stood out to me as a very unusual young lady. Very unusual in as much as you just had something about you that was very trustworthy, and something about you that had a lot of character. And you know, I've known you for a year now, albeit virtually. But I've known you for a year now, and you crack me up often. But, you know, you've always been there. And I don't have the words to thank you for that. I mean, you are really probably my most loyal of all viewers. And it's not the amount of words that you say. It's about the fact you've just been there from the get-go, lady. And so I am just so glad that over the course of the year that we've amassed enough people for you to be able to talk to on Skype and whatever other way that you choose, because you know they're all part of your extended family now. And you know that, you know, they've all got hearts of gold, and they all have good days and bad days, and they all care. Some have got funny ways of showing it, but they care. And so I just want to say that it was just magical for me that you would do that you would be that selfless in your time of need. And you also didn't cut us out and say, well, you know, I'm so sad, I'm so in so much pain, I'm not even going to bother to go and sign on tonight. You did. You gave us the greatest gift, which was the gift of being able to support you. And I think human beings really grow when they can do that. Their souls grow. You know, they realize that, wow, somebody out there actually does need me. Somebody out there actually does want to help me. We have lived now in a world that increasingly isolates us away from humanity as we know it. And we need to hold on to this soul stuff, this goodness, more than you know. We need to fight the loss of that at every juncture we can, and we need to increase it. Because that's the very mojo juice that keeps us going. And you know, it was funny, I was watching an interview on CNN yesterday with Gervais, I can't remember his first name now, the British comedian. And he was talking about it as well, and he was saying that, you know, we need to do more stuff where we show people how kind they are. Not, let's do simulations of killing people. Let's do simulations of experiencing something new. Let's do simulations of journeys of exploring, and to get that excitement going. And so I look at all of what happened yesterday, and as tough a day as it was for me, I go, wow. It actually was a great day of confirming what I really did believe we needed to do with DearMamaSal. And now with the added part of what Dr. Gullen, known to us all as the one and only and somewhat challenging Glenn, who makes fun of me a lot of the time, but with a great deal of care, and I love it. You know, I just realize now that in a way, you know, we can start getting groups of channels together. And it's not about we're in competition. This is about we are another part of the experience, that we can all move people to that. And again, I've got to thank, you know, Benji and Judy, who started me on this journey, because in a way, that's what they did as well. They wanted people to share my knowledge. And that's why they encouraged me to start the DearMamaSal channel. But now I can see that I want to encourage people to enjoy new things and get that feeling of what that feels like. And obviously, we'll all be going to support Glenn in his channel. And then it was so cute, because I said to Glenn, you know, can we go to Africa and go on a safari? Yes, I want to go to the space station, but, you know, what if we could go to different parts of the world and go see the Sistine Chapel, or go to the Guggenheim Museum, or, you know, do all these other things together. You know, like a little tour group. And on the way, have fun chats and play super games and do all sorts of other things that make it entertaining. But boy, we can do so much if we want to. It'll take a lot of technological time and effort, but I think the rewards will be awesome. So I see this as a sort of satellite of little planets of people, bringing positive experiences to people. You know, a lot of money was made in the gaming business, killing people. And look at the culture that we unfortunately developed because of it. What if we become part of that change? What if we become part of a culture that preaches kindness, innovation, experimentation? We can do this. We have the people, we have the technology, and we have the dream. And for those of you who want to be part of that, we will need all the support in the world. This is DearMamaSal, about to rush upstairs to take a trip to the International Space Station. By the time you watch this, it'll all be over, and we'll be probably on our way to Mars next. So, it's DearMamaSal saying bye for now.